Welcome to the story world. Title: Talking about others is a waste of time. The sun beat down on the dusty road as Mohan, a wizened man with eyes that held the wisdom of ages, sat beneath the shade of a sprawling banyan tree. His long white beard flowed like a river, and his calm demeanor radiated an aura of peace that drew people to him. Today, a young man named Arjun, his face etched with frustration, approached him. Arjun, breathless from his hurried walk, blurted out, "Mohanji, I must tell you about my neighbor, Rohan. He's a terrible man, always gossiping, always causing trouble." Mohan listened patiently, his gaze unwavering. When Arjun finally paused for breath, Mohan smiled gently. "Arjun," he began, his voice a low rumble, "before you share your grievances, I would ask you 3 questions. As my teacher, a great sage, once taught me." Arjun, intrigued, nodded. "Firstly," Mohan continued, "have you personally witnessed the actions you speak of? Have you spoken to Rohan directly about these issues? Or are you relying on hearsay?" Arjun hesitated. "Well, no. I haven't actually seen everything myself. I've heard it from others, from the marketplace, from my wife." Mohan nodded slowly. "And secondly, Arjun, will sharing this information with me benefit you in any way? Will it bring you peace or solve any of your problems?" Arjun frowned. "I suppose not directly, but it feels good to get it off my chest, to let someone know what a terrible person he is." Mohan's smile deepened, a hint of sadness in his eyes. "And finally, Arjun, will sharing this information benefit me? Will it improve my life or bring me any closer to understanding the world?" Arjun was silent. He realized the truth in Mohan's words. His tale of Rohan's misdeeds offered nothing of value to either of them. It was simply a venting of frustration, a pointless expenditure of energy. "You see, Arjun," Mohan said softly, "talking about others, especially when based on hearsay and fueled by negativity, is like carrying a heavy stone. You carry the weight, you tire yourself, and you reach your destination no sooner. The stone itself remains unchanged, and your journey is only made harder." Arjun pondered this. He thought of the energy he'd spent building up resentment towards Rohan, the time he'd wasted gossiping, the negativity it had fostered within him. It was a heavy burden indeed. "But Mohanji," Arjun protested, "isn't it important to warn others about bad people? Shouldn't I share this information so others can avoid Rohan?" Mohan chuckled, a warm, comforting sound. "Arjun, consider this. If Rohan truly is as you describe, his actions will speak for themselves. Others will see his behavior, and they will draw their own conclusions. Your words, fueled by emotion and perhaps misinterpretation, will only add to the noise, clouding the truth rather than revealing it." He continued, "Furthermore, focusing on the flaws of others distracts us from our own journey. It prevents us from examining our own hearts, from improving ourselves, from focusing on the positive aspects of our lives. It's a form of self-neglect, a subtle poison that eats away at our peace and happiness." Arjun looked down at his hands, shame creeping into his face. He realized the truth in Mohan's words. He had been so focused on Rohan's perceived flaws that he had neglected his own life, his own responsibilities, his own happiness. Mohan placed a comforting hand on Arjun's shoulder. "Instead of wasting your energy on the shortcomings of others, Arjun, focus on your own growth. Cultivate kindness, compassion, and understanding. Let your actions speak louder than your words. That is the true path to a fulfilling life." Arjun left the banyan tree a changed man. He no longer felt the urge to gossip or spread negativity. He understood the wisdom in Mohan's words, that true strength lies not in judging others, but in improving oneself. He had learned a valuable lesson, a lesson that would stay with him long after the sun had set on that dusty road. The weight of the stone he had been carrying had finally been lifted.